Tank evolution World War I to modern warfare. For over a century, one weapon has defined land warfare. It's a rolling fortress, a symbol of power. But in a world of drones and cyber attacks, you have to wonder, is the tank just an old relic? From the muddy trenches of World War I to the high-tech battlefields of today, the story of the tank is one of constant, cutthroat innovation. This is how we went from crude land ships to the digital monsters that dominate the modern world. Part 1. The birth of a behemoth in World War II. Our story starts in the nightmare of World War I. Trench warfare had ground armies to a bloody halt. You had mud, barbed wire, and machine guns creating a no-man's land that was basically a death sentence to cross. Armies were desperate for something, anything, that could break the stalemate. The answer was a whole new kind of machine. In 1916, at the Battle of the Somme, Britain unleashed the Mark I. It was a strange, diamond-shaped beast that looked more like a mobile bunker than a weapon. It was painfully slow, broke down all the time, and the conditions for the crew inside were just awful. But it did the one thing it was designed to do. It could cross trenches, flatten barbed wire, and protect soldiers from machine gun fire. The idea of armored warfare wasn't just an idea anymore, it was real. But the true game changer showed up a year later. The French Renault FT might not have looked as intimidating, but its design was pure genius. It had a fully rotating turret on top, the engine in the back, and the driver up front. Sound familiar? It should. That basic layout was so perfect it became the blueprint for pretty much every tank that followed. Part 2. The forge of World War II. The years between the wars were for tinkering, but World War II is the real test. Germany's Blitzkrieg strategy, led by huge formations of panzers, showed the world how terrifying tanks could be when used smartly. Tanks like the Panzer III and Panzer IV weren't always the biggest or baddest on the field, but their tactical coordination was deadly. Suddenly, everyone was in a frantic arms race. Not to be outdone, the United States fired up its legendary industrial engine and started cranking out the M for Sherman. The Sherman was often outmatched by heavier German tanks like the infamous Tiger, but it had a trump card. There were just so many of them. Over 50,000 Shermans were built. They were reliable, easy to fix, and that sheer numerical advantage was a key reason the Allies won the war. Part 3. The Cold War and the main battle tank. With the Cold War came the looming threat of nuclear annihilation and super-accurate anti-tank missiles. The old tank categories light, medium, heavy just didn't make sense anymore. So a new idea was born, the main battle tank, or MBT. The goal was to build one tank to do it all, combining the punch of a heavy tank with the speed of a medium one. This era brought 3 huge leaps in technology. First, armor got a serious upgrade. Simple steel was out, replaced by composite armor, a sophisticated lasagna of ceramics, plastics, and special alloys designed to stop modern anti-tank weapons. Second, the guns got bigger and badder, smoothbore cannons, like the one on the American M1 Abrams, and the German Leopard 2, could fire projectiles at incredible speeds and with pinpoint accuracy. The third, and maybe most important, change was the electronics. New fire control computers and gun stabilizers let tanks fire accurately while speeding over rough ground. That was pure science fiction just a decade earlier. Tanks like the American M60 Patton and the Soviet T-Series weren't just weapons. They were symbols of the tense global standoff. Part 4. The digital predator of modern warfare. Today's tanks are less like the machines of the past and more like networked, digital predators. Information is everything on the modern battlefield, and tanks like the latest M1A2 Abrams are plugged right into the network. They have advanced thermal sights and laser rangefinders, giving their crews a godlike view of what's happening around them. Protection has also gone next level. It's not just about having thick armor anymore. Modern tanks have layers of defense, like explosive reactive armor that blows up outward to defeat an incoming missile. They also have active protection systems, or APS, which can actually detect and shoot down anti-tank rockets before they even get close. If you want a glimpse of the future, Look at Russia's T-1 for Armada. It has a totally unmanned turret. The entire three-person crew sits together and a heavily reinforced capsule inside the tank's body. It has a radical design that puts crew survival above all else and hints at a future with even more automation. The tank has come a long way, from a simple metal box design to cross trenches to a key player in high-tech warfare. But it's not done evolving. What do you think is the next big step for armored vehicles? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like this trip through military history, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. For more than 100 years, the tank has been in a constant race between armor and firepower, offense and defense. From the simple steel of the Mark I to the active defense systems of today, it has constantly reinvented itself to stay on top. Even with new threats from the air and advanced anti-tank weapons, the tank's unique blend of protection, mobility, and firepower makes sure it is still one of the most feared and respected players on any battlefield.